Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Partner Connect by Advisorkhoj. Today in Partner Connect, we have Mr. Alok Dubey from Prime Wealth, Pune. Welcome, Alok, to Partner Connect by Advisorkhoj.
Hi, Surin. Thank you for having me.
So, how's the weather in Pune as we speak? It's getting cold.
It changes every day. Some day it's extremely cold and some day it is sunny out there.
Yeah.
We don't know, maybe it might rain in the month of December also.
But Pune gets a good share of its cold, right? Winters.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Super. So, look, before we dive into our conversation, if you could just take our viewers, how do you think about, forming Prime Wealth and what motivated you and what drove you?
Sure. So definitely I didn't start it. My father started this. I'm second generation into this business. He started in 2004, and like everybody else starts, it's mainly on an individual uh, ARN that you do everything, and then as and when things progress, we merged the entire business and
Hmm.
shifted it to a very formal structure. But the origins are like almost 21 years back, and today from an individual practice, it's turned into a firm now.
Excellent, excellent. And so you got into in 2019.
I got into 2015, 2015. It's been
2000.
10 years since I joined my father, and now 2019 onwards, I've taken the charge.
Wonderful. And how has your experience been in the past couple of years since you've also been a part of this?
It's been a really good journey. The way things are changing, the regulatory point of view. People becoming more financially literate after COVID, and all those things has definitely helped and given us tailwinds to grow the way we are growing.
Excellent. You're young and you've done exceptionally well. So, what do you love the most about your work?
I mean, uh, Very rarely you find professions where people, it's first of all, it's a noble profession, and the respect that you get out of people and the differences you are able to create to people's life is something that keeps you going every day, no matter what. So, that has been the biggest, you know, uh, it's like it's the reason why you wake up every day and go to work, irrespective of whether it's a Saturday or a Sunday.
Yeah, I know when passion becomes work, what else you need in life?
Correct. Absolutely. Yeah.
So, Prime Wealth primarily focuses on NR clients, right? Any specific reason why do you do that?
So it's been a journey of self-discovery. Definitely, when things start, you are always a generalist. You want to help people of every profession.
Hmm.
But then, when I joined my father, I could see that, everybody at a point is a generalist, but then to really understand somebody's life, you need to have a niche or a specialization.
Hmm.
Like, in the profession of medical, how you see people, everyone is an MBBS, but then you
Hmm.
get an MD, and not just an MD, you
Hmm.
get certifications in the same specialization from other countries, and you go deep as much as possible. So
Hmm.
working for 4 years, from 2015 to 2019, that was my journey of figuring out who am I actually being able to make a big impact on, where does the complexity lie, where am I truly being able to add value to my client's life. That is where, we had a big pool of clients. Business owners, IT professionals, doctors, non-residents, and all. But then, after doing a lot of thinking, analysis, and seeing where we find our most comfort with, we decided to, in 2019, we decided to become completely non-resident serving based firm.
To complete like an NR specialist firm.
Yes.
So how
Yeah.
many countries across the world you have clients now?
I mean, we actually keep a count of the countries that we have clients. There are countries where we have only one client, and then there are countries we have more than 30, 40 clients.
Mhm.
But we have our footprint across 35 countries as of now.
35 countries. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So what percentage of allocation, when you're speaking with these NR clients, would be going into the mutual funds when you're doing their asset allocation? And is there any more diversity further beyond mutual funds, which you do as well? while suggesting them?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, so that is where the reason why we decided non-resident comes into the picture, because um, with every other resident client, things were not very different and not very complex. But when it comes to non-resident clients, you need to understand cross-border taxation mainly,
Hmm.
and not just India side of things or moving money to India, but also what are the tax implications of these investments here in India in their resident country, because
Yeah.
they eventually have to pay taxes there. So and that's a hard thing to do. I mean, because knowing the tax laws in these 30 or 35 countries is important. And then then you have compliances related to RBI, FEMA, all those things. So
So true.
it actually required a lot of uh, getting the right knowledge and making sure that whatever you're giving to your suggesting to your clients is compliant in the right manner. So
Mm.
um, uh, the allocation depends on, I mean, your question was how much comes into mutual funds. I
Mutual
mean,
funds, yeah.
from an asset allocation, once you have decided that an X percentage should come into India, then that definitely, for many people except for US, a mutual fund is their top choice.
Right. Sure. But beyond mutual funds, otherwise, what all products are you certified in?
I mean, see, 90% of the cases, it's not about the offering. I mean, you can
Mm.
offer today with all the digitization, you can offer everything to your clients, but
Mm.
in most of the cases, mutual fund becomes like the safest and the most transparent product available out
Mm.
there. With US clients, because the compliances are slightly tougher,
Mm.
PMS becomes more sensible. And
Mm.
the best thing that has happened to
Mm.
especially our specialization of a non-resident is the gift city
Yes.
investments coming in, and not just gift city investment. Earlier they were private placements, so they were AIFs and the minimums were slightly higher. But
Mm.
with the retail options coming in now, it's very easy for us to
Mm.
get these investments and be more compliant and tax efficient for our non-resident clients.
Sure. Since you specialize on the NR side, what are your some of your key observations about how an NR client thinks, right? And what are the key concerns or the key opportunities which this NR client is looking for?
Sure. Um, I mean, definitely, given the political environment currently and the growth story
Hmm.
that is getting built globally, today people are thinking more than they were thinking of investing in India 10 years back.
Right.
Um, uh, if you were talking to an NRI client 10 years back, I mean, he would not think anything beyond real estate.
Hmm.
And um, and the options that he had available beyond real estate were the ones being offered by their bankers.
Hmm.
Now, because of the awareness, the kind of growth people have experienced, and our clients, when they make their visits to India, they are seeing the transformation happening, the consumption getting increased. So they themselves now understand that they need to look beyond real estate, get into
Hmm.
equities, and mutual fund then becoming the best option. Also, this is one more of a super specialty. I mean, we definitely do NR clients, but in that we have various super specialties, and out of that one is non-resident client coming back to India permanently. So that's a
I
very big
see.
trend
Hmm.
that I've started to see. I mean, definitely people talk about people like young kids and students and working professionals migrating out of India, but the number of people now permanently coming back to India is also rising at a very fast pace. There are
So
many
you have
non-resident
witnessed that?
clients.
You witnessed that?
Y- I mean, we were very shocked to see the number rising year on year.
Hmm.
Uh, Mainly because these NR clients have their parents back here. So if they have worked out of India for 15, 20 years, they want to come back to their parents. The good part of NR clients is, they are able to save more, invest more, build a
Hmm.
good corpus. So them achieving that financial freedom is sort of easier
Much
as
earlier.
compared to much earlier is something that can happen. And I mean, with time you see, the other countries, they have not a very stable migration policy. So, I mean, even if you have a citizenship in that country, they feel that they're more safer here. So,
Hmm.
somebody might take a citizenship of
Hmm.
any XYZ country, but eventually want to come down and settle here in India.
Yeah, so true. So have you seen a shift in your business also that last 3-4 साल में the flow of the business also for prime wealth has increased because they are looking at India as a more stable market and a more lucrative market to invest?
Uh, I mean, to invest, definitely, if you see globally, there are very less alternates which are offering you that bigger GDP growth and that bigger
Mm.
consumption story, right? I mean, the demography speaks for itself.
Yeah.
The average age of our country is 28. So, I mean, a good chunk of people are yet to buy their first car, their first home. So, that eventually is going to translate into the returns in the market, and people understand that.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. So, across 35 countries, you got your clients. So, how do you keep in touch, with these clients?
Mhm,
Because yeah, it's like India may, keeping in touch is a different ball game completely, but this is timings are different.
mhm.
So, do you do any kind of invest education initiatives, or do you have social media presence as well, Alok?
Um, yeah, so I mean, to answer your first part, I mean, we definitely have two offices, but we work remotely. We have a team of 15 people, but everybody works remotely because,
Mm.
I mean, serving NR clients, you have all our meetings happen virtually. Having said that, we make sure that whenever our NR clients are on their India visit, we make sure to go and visit them, meet them in person, because I mean, Indians being Indians, we need to have that personal touch, have food together and those
Mm.
kind of things, right? So that's
Mm.
there.
More like
Also,
family.
absolutely, yeah.
Mm.
I mean, part of my profession requires me to travel outside. So I had my Southeast Asia trip in the month of September. So I did Bangkok, Singapore, and then Malaysia.
Mm.
Then two months before that, UAE, then Doha. These are the countries that I keep on visiting. I have another Doha visit coming in the month of January. So I mean, we make sure we travel a lot, and whatever investor education has to be done, it happens in that country also. And many of our NR clients are happy to refer, their friends and family to us and then bring them
Of
to
course,
connect.
yes. Mm. Correct,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. And on the education part, I mean, most of, I mean, education for our firm and the new inquiries into our firm comes from my YouTube channel. So I have a YouTube channel dedicated only for non-resident Indians.
All right.
And it mainly talks about how they can make sure their finances are in place,
Mm-hmm.
not just from an investment point of view, but also tax, insurances, estate planning, all those kind of stuff.
Excellent. And what's the name of the YouTube channel?
I mean, it's by the same name, Alok Dubey.
Okay.
So, I mean, yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. So very frequently you keep updating, all these educational and the latest updates. Excellent. Wonderful.
Yes, yes, yes.
Wonderful. How important do you believe is the role of a advisor or someone who is providing incidental advice, in a client's wealth creation for the long term? What, in your opinion?
Mhm.
Or is a client today, completely equipped enough to, make his own decisions?
Um, so I was listening to a talk by Mr. Prashant Jain, who is an industry veteran. He used to be with HDFC and
Mm.
now he has his own investment arm.
Yes.
Uh, and he very rightly mentioned that today we have 10 crore demat accounts, but before COVID we had only 3 crore demat accounts. So I mean, there are 7 crore demat account or so-called investors who have only invested after the COVID correction, and they are still to see a major dip in the market. I mean,
Mm.
what has happened for last year is sort of a time correction, but getting that shock in terms of price correction is something that people are yet to experience. So I personally think that the role of the advisor uh, will will always be more important, but people are still yet to discover that because they have not seen that
Mm.
sharper correction. Uh, Clients who are coming to us are the guys who have tried doing things on their own and now they have realized that this is not their cup of tea.
Mm.
Um, Having a full-time profession and then managing your money, and not just money but also managing
Yes.
your emotions at the same time, having the right discipline, not getting swayed away. I mean, with NR clients, to give you an example, I mean, they can do all the SIPs and whatever investments are there. Would they come to one visit here in India, some relative will say, okay, this is an upcoming project. go buy this 3 crores property, 4 crore property, or buy this land and all those kind of things. And that
Mm.
is sort of a distraction for them, which can, whatever you have accumulated over 5 6 years can simply come down, right? So I mean,
Absolutely.
a
Yeah.
lot of hand holding goes into uh, the thing that I love about working with NR clients is that they are very much coachable. I get to
Mhm.
work with really good clients. The fact that they are NR is, I mean, shows that they are doing professionally well. They have moved out. They are in good positions in their company. So it's easier for us to coach them, but definitely, uh, I mean, the role of advisor is something that it might not be visible every day, but there comes, I mean, the biggest example being the tariff announcements in the month of April. I mean, our investors actually pumped in a lot of money as compared to
Mm.
other people being more afraid and pulling out of
Sure.
the market, right? So there are such instances where you can actually demonstrate your value, and
Absolutely.
over time it converts into alpha generated over the market.
Yeah, absolutely. And I completely, agree with that point on the demat accounts as well, because as we speak, demat accounts are almost over 22 crores, which is larger than Brazil's population. And none of these retail investors who opened these, demat accounts in the recent past 5 6 years have made much returns, because the entire
Correct.
retail investors are just run towards small cap stocks, and for the point of FOMO, and correct, and they've not made any much return, because the entire shift on the rally has moved towards certain constant large cap and mid cap stocks. Completely, I agree.
Correct.
So what research tools do you utilize, to analyze, okay, ये mutual fund scheme अच्छा है उस वाले से, तो what research tools are you utilizing at Prime Wealth?
Yeah, so I mean, to our research process, you have qualitative factors for which you don't have, you have to go meet the team, fund management team, understand, and then decide. But on the qualitative side, definitely, Advisorkhoj as a platform has been our go-to uh, website to do all our
That's
research.
very nice to hear.
Advisor Advisorkhoj has MF tools, so I mean, getting the latest dividends, seeing the rolling returns,
Mm.
volatility ranking, quartile rankings. I mean, these data,
Mm.
this is even available to everyone on your platform. So I mean,
Yes.
that really helps. And we do a quarterly exercise of having our basket in place, and then how do you make sure that you are having the best fund. So I mean, broadly, these are the tools that we use.
Sure, sure. Nice to hear that you use Advisorkhoj mutual fund tools. Excellent. And what do you believe, is the future of the mutual fund industry in India?
Uh, I mean, I personally believe that we are still in very nascent stages. I mean, if you see the percentage of savings into mutual fund as compared to the entire GDP, it's single digit numbers,
Mm.
whereas compared to developed economies, it is in the range of 20-30%, right? So I mean, that shift is happening. I always tell my colleagues in the industry that you don't have to worry about where the money will come from, because people who are now getting tired with their fixed deposits, or who are now understanding the actual numbers behind investment into real estate, and then how after taking a loan it actually ends up giving you lesser returns than fixed deposit. So people are
Yes.
becoming very savvy, very aware. Social media platforms, definitely there are negatives
Mm.
to it, but also positives where this education is now coming out and
Mm.
people are realizing. So I mean, the fresh money, the wallet share, I mean, or the percentage of the saving into mutual fund is going to skyrocket. And I mean, there used to be a time where people said that when will we reach 30 lakh crores ka mark, and now we are
Mm.
already there. And now the industry is talking about reaching at least 3x of that in the coming
Absolutely.
5 to 6 years, right? So that's going to happen. It is just a matter of time. And I mean, it's all again at a very nascent stage.
Absolutely.
So people say that on a savings, I mean, we are where US was in 1970. So
Mm.
that's where we are. The avenues of making good returns are reducing. Mutual fund is again always going to stand out, and it's going to be very bright future for anybody who is in the industry today.
Yeah, yeah. I've been fortunate enough to be part of this industry for around 30 years. Uh, you know, when the mutual fund entire uh, integration was happening in the country. So I used to say at that time, when I used to meet friends like you across the country, that, it's a sunrise industry, right? And
Absolutely.
if you were to ask me today, I would still say the same. because
Correct.
there's so
Correct.
much of opportunity knocking the door that, where we are, I think it's a 10x growth from here, which we clearly look forward to. Absolutely. Excellent. So, through this Partner Connect, what message would you like to give to all the viewers listening to you about asset allocation as a process being the key driver in a client's portfolio to create wealth?
I mean, the last 1 year speaks for itself, right? I mean, uh, anybody who was not following asset allocation would realize their clients who made investments a year back into pure equity funds have literally made zero or very low single digit returns. But anybody who would have had the right asset allocation, or I mean, just investing into pure multi-asset fund would have given better returns over last one
Yes.
year, and not just better, at good double-digit returns as compared to a
Absolutely correct.
pure
Yeah.
equity fund. So I mean, the data speaks for itself. It was very hard to convince anybody about asset allocation a year back because things were like
Mm,
exponentially going in a straight,
mm, mm,
upside, right? But now it is very easy for us to explain people. And at our firm, personally, we believe that there are no thumb rules to asset allocation. It
mm.
eventually comes down to your financial goals. Maybe if a good outflow is coming in the next 3 years, you need more debt. But if there is no outflow coming in the next 5 years, then you can go more into equities, right? So,
Very true. Very true.
um, and there's one more, important aspect to be noted along with asset allocation is asset location.
Asset
So, location.
location. Okay.
So, I mean, having equity is not important, but having multiple exposure to multiple countries, equity is also important in your portfolio.
Mm,
Most of our, I mean, we make sure that 10 to 15% goes into global equities through mutual
mm.
funds.
That's a
And
very good
definitely,
one. Mm.
there are regulations now with RBI with the
Mm.
cappings coming in, but then Gift City inbound options are also, I mean,
Very true.
outbound options are also good now for investors to start looking out. And
Absolutely.
that also creates a good alpha in your entire portfolio if you compare that with the Indian 500 companies.
Absolutely. I totally agree because, we always kind of create a very long tail, but we all need to understand that there's a core portfolio and there's a satellite portfolio. Never miss these
Correct.
opportunities through the satellite portfolio. I agree.
Correct.
Wonderful,
Correct.
Alok. So, well, for our viewers, this is Mr. Alok Dubey from Prime Wealth, Pune, discussing about, why our clients and what all does he do in terms of keeping in touch with them, his standard operating procedures. Wonderful, Lok. Thank you for joining today in Partner Connect by Advisorkhoj and taking us through the entire thought process. And I must congratulate at such a young age, brilliant work done, and our best wishes from Advisorkhoj for your future as well.
Thank you, Suryan. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And for our viewers, I would like to remind that please subscribe to the Advisorkhoj YouTube channel for more such wonderful, interesting updates. Thank you. Thank you, Alok.